Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer. The DRF race of the day for Saturday, June the 15th, is race number 9 at Monmouth Park. It's a nice card at Monmouth on Saturday with 4 stakes races, including the Grade 3 Eatontown. These are fillies and mares going a mile and a 16th. Let's take a look at the field. $150,000 is the purse. Competitive group, Mike. We've got 10 in here. The number 6, Spirit and Glory, comes off a really good performance in New York against some solid competition. Both Nisi Marie and White Beam came back to run very well during the little Belmont Stakes Festival meet at Saratoga.
Yeah, I guess you could say too, maybe she took the worst of it there, Dan, having to duel that pace, and it all just didn't quite work out. We'll see what kind of trip she can pull here. If nothing else, she doesn't need the lead, so they don't have to be that aggressive with her if this pace is fast.
That's a very good point. We'll throw up the Timeform US pace projector. Spirit of Glory can make the lead, but Timeform US also believes that this pace could heat up, and why not? The 3:30 Thou Kelvin is a very fast horse. The 8 Ocean Club to me is more tactical. I don't think they're going to go full bore for the early lead, but I think 30 Thou Kelvin, if she wants the lead, she can make it, and Damaso is not a slow horse.
Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. I mean, and especially when you're talking about the 3, Dan, who just feels like, her good races are all when they go forward with her. And when they try to rate her, it doesn't really work out. So I guess they'll go. I can see the 5 going in here. And you're right, Ocean Club, she goes forward in her races, but she just likes to wait for a spot to open up and then drop over.
Now, while the number 1, Sacred Wish, won in gate-to-wire fashion last time out, she did take her turf debut last year, the Winter Memories, from off the pace. Here's her most recent start, only her second try of the year. It's a second-level allowance at Aqueduct going a mile and a 16th. She made the lead easily. She wins very easily.
Yeah, she just had all the best of it here, and this race was really never in doubt. I still don't know how I feel about her, Dan. Her turf races are all good since they switched her over. I can't really knock any one of them, but I'm also not blown away by any of them either. And as well as she ran last time, that was just a super soft trip. So I don't care about that race that much. She's 3-1 on the line. I think she can win here. I don't think I'd bet her at that price.
The 2 is Embrace Me. Now, she's more of a late running sort, and she picked up some pieces in her most recent effort, a second level allowance at Churchill Downs. She's been solid for most of her career, but she has to prove that she's a graded stakes quality mare. She hasn't shown it just yet.
Yeah, exactly. She just kind of looks like a horse who's probably in a little too tough, even against a field like this one.
30 Thou Kelvin is the number 3. She's expected to be part of the pace, as she's been in both of her starts this year. Her first effort at Gulfstream Park was pretty good. She went right to the front, and she grudgingly gave way in the final furlong. Last time out, she might have had to go a little bit too quick in that stakes race at Gulfstream. She finished behind Ocean Code, who I thought just ran a lot better.
Yeah, Ocean Club just buried this horse on the lead in there. I mean, it's hard to go back and watch the replay of that race and feel like that 30 Cal Kevin has any chance against a horse like Ocean Club, let alone everybody else in this field.
If the 4 no-show Sammy Joe gets some pace, she might be ready to take a huge step up, as this will be her first start against stakes competition. I mean, she has all the upside, the right running style, and Graham Motion's been on fire. Here's her most recent start. First level allowance, just think. This is her first start off 11-month layoff. We know Motion is great off the bench. She's going to have to do it against winners for the first time. And despite still seeing a little bit of green, seeming a little bit green and having a lot of work to do, she runs down this horse.
Yeah, I really like this return from the racer. They rode her with a lot of confidence in here. This is a big finish she puts in through the top of the stretch to close it down. Both of her races last year were good performances. You could see the potential. It feels like she started to deliver on it there off the layoff. They had one more forward move. I think she's right there.
Damaso is the number 5 coming into this race in very good form. She's won 2 in a row against allowance competition, including this start at Monmouth Park most recently, where she just able to get to the front and just walked on the lead and is going to sprint on home to score. She is in good form. Her running style might work against her this time, however, because there are other speeds and arguably more quality speeds.
Yeah, that's how it seems. I mean, we'll just see if her speed plays now against some much better horses. I won't knock the form that she's in. I understand why Kathleen O'Connell wants to step her up in class here and see where she fits, but she's going to have to run the best race of her life, I think, to beat this field.
Spirit and Glory is the number 6, and she won a stakes race at Monmouth last year, then went on to win another stake at the Fairgrounds in her seasonal debut. But here's sort of her coming out party. This is the Bogey on the heels of a stakes win at Aqueduct, and she just got involved in a big speed duel with the odds-on favorite White Beam, and they're going to battle all the way down to the wire, only to both be denied by Nisi Marie. Both White Beam and Nisi Marie came back to run second in Grade 1 stakes races with stereo 97 buyers.
Yeah, it's a good field. She had a pretty tough trip in here. You can see how tired she is at the end of this race. and she can't hold on. It's fine. That's a good race to, if you want to judge her off that, that's fine, because she ran well against a good field. But all of her other races, I think, are worth noting too, Dan. I mean, overall, she's just been pretty good for a really long time, and she can get any kind of a trip in a race. I also just really appreciate that she came here last year, won a stake over this turf course. They ran her in the Eatontown last year, and it didn't work out, but that field was better than this one.
Tax Implications is the number 7 going out for Chad Brown. A lot of close but no cigar finishes for Tax Implications, including this performance at Monmouth, the 2024 edition of the Miss Liberty. It was a race, there's just no closing going on. They ran 1, 2, 3 around the track. Tax Implications has a look at it and gives an even finish off very slow fractions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know why you'd want to bet her off of this race. I didn't see her excuse in here. She's just not good enough. Even the race 2 back off the layoff where she comes up short, Ron Beek, the horse that beat her, is okay, but Chad has these horses ready to go off the bench. She had no excuse not to win that day either. It's just, she's just starting to pile up the losses, and I can't make a lot of excuses for her.
The 8 Ocean Club is just in career form right now. Will be making her first start for Jack Sisterson, this Glenhill Farm homebred, scoring at Gulfstream Park in a stakes race last time, and her tactical speed worked wonders. She sat off the pace early, but made the lead, as you see, turning into the stretch, and she stays strong. Those fractions were pretty solid, the middle part. I like that she has enough left in the lane, and with her tactical speed, she's sitting second or third, getting the jump on the true closers.
That's what I liked about her, too. I just like how handy she is in her races. And again, we already talked about this race a little bit with 30 Thou Kelvin, but she just buried that horse on the leader on the turn and then held on. You go back to her race off the layoff in February, the last turf start before that, and she just got really unlucky there. I mean, I don't think it would be out of bounds to say that she was going to win that day if she didn't get totally blocked through the stretch. They switch surfaces with her a lot, Dan. I understand why they do that, because she's really good on synthetic and she's also really good on turf, but I really like her turf form, and there's a good trip coming here.
She already is grade 2 placed on the turf in Santa Anita, and as you said, a good trip is coming. While Tax Implications might be the more heavily favored of the Chad duo at the windows, I wonder if Mama June might be the one at a decent price. She looks like she's all upside. Here's her win at Monmouth Park, her second consecutive score. She's only raced 3 times in North America. And Mike, she comes with a good, strong late run in here to win. I mean, she is really motoring the last 16th of a mile, and she beat 2 minor next out winners, and she did it stylishly.
Yeah, it's worth noting, too, that the races that they ran her in as a really young horse over in England, and that suggests that they had plenty of potential. 2 for 2 for Chad. I think she beat a bad field there, Dan, and the race we're watching, but that's how you want to beat a bad field. She buried that field.
And then number 10 is Tick, 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 Boom. She's only won 3 of 42, but she's earned a lot of money in her career. Sometimes she comes with a good run. It just seems like her form has seen better days.
It does feel that way. I didn't want to bet her in here, Dan, but I guess, in a race that's sort of lacking for appealing long shots, she could be one, because she's got a race or 2 winner that would put her in the mix.
Just has to work out a little bit of a trip from an outside post to get that sort of tactical journey, and then it's all up to whether she's good enough against a pretty competitive group. Before we take a look at our top selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for the latest DRF videos. Top pick time, it's the Eatontown, a really nice card at Monmouth on Saturday. You're going with Ocean Club. She has back class. She's in good form. She has tactical speed. She might be the 3rd or 4th choice in here.
Yeah, exactly. I liked her last turf race a lot. I do think she can get the right trip in here, Dan. I was sort of torn between her and the 4, No Show Sammy Joe. They're my 2 horses in here. This is a good field. There are different ways to go, but I thought they could both be fair prices.
Yeah, I want to use your 2 horses, but Spirit and Glory's recent form is very, very good, and I don't think she necessarily needs the lead. I just really respect the quality of horse she was in against last time out, and it wasn't the easiest trip. 6-7-8-4 for me, 8-4-6-1 for Mike. It's the Eatontown, your DRF race of the day for Saturday at Monmouth. Good luck.